I have as this line, this is line 3 here. And it's hard to see the Kol, Baal, Mishe. You can see the Mem there. It's really bad writing. Yad. There's the Yod and the Dalet, which is really kind of sloppily written. And then Asher, the Aleph, the Shin, and the Resh. But if I was to, well, let's see, if I was to write this out, let me show you how I'd write it out in Hebrew also. It would be, now see, I'm not exactly a good handwriter. Of course, and I'm trying not to, Baal, there's Ayin, there's Lamed, Baal, Mosh, there's the Shin. And I'm just writing this quick just to show you the idea. But and there is Hebrew that's written like this. But it's all written all together, the Kol, Baal, Mishe. And so when we see, and you can see, you can't hardly see the Kol there. There's a little bit of the Lamed remaining right there. The Vav there, and there's the Kof there. But you can see the handwriting, the Mosh, the Mem is kind of rough, the Esh. And you can see that you have to learn how they wrote. This Yod, this is Yod, it's supposed to be like this. And then the Dalet, like that. That's it. You can see the difference here, can't you? I mean, it's pretty astonishing when you see the transcription. Then Asher, the Aleph here, Aleph, and Shin, and then the Resh. You have to be careful with Resh, because Resh looks like Dalet. There's a Resh, and there's a Dalet, and the only difference is that little extra tail on that. But you can see how close they look together. Well, when you look at it in handwriting, you know, that's quite a bit different. It's kind of interesting to compare that, isn't it? So anyway, he says, and then what I've done is later on down in the text, down in the fragment, there's some other. Now, sometimes he has restoration letters. You can see that in my transcription, some of these are yellow, the ones I can tell. Now, the ones in the brackets are his restored text, or his inclusion, because they know he's quoting, this fragment is quoting Isaiah 61:1. So while in line 4, I only have the Al Hash V'im Asher in line 4 here, and it's way up here. All I have is this part of it. You can see that it's very incomplete. There's hardly any text, and there's no column left here. So he has to restore that. He has to restore that with the brackets. But it's quoting the Masoretic text in the Old Testament, so that we know that since this is a quote, we can include it here. Does that make sense? Do you see what I mean? So he is completing the quotation, even though on the fragment physically we don't have the text. And so that's how we know how to translate. That's how we know when to translate the Hebrew text itself. And that's talking about concerning the captives who are all mourning the days of Belial. And this is the. I want to get to this line right here, and this is line 6. Let me get to line 6. It's really quite. Oh, from the sons of heaven. Where's the sons of heaven? Mean B'nai. I don't know if I have this one. This is on line 5. Let me double check real quick. Mean B'nai. No. Nope, I don't have it. Darn it. I'll show you this up close though. This in line 6. Shavu. Where am I here? Oh, there's Melchizedek. The B'nai Gerol. Melchizedek, Asher, and then he. Oh, this is the one I wanted to get to right here. Where is it? Oh, for Pete's sake. This is idiotic. This is rookie amateur hour, people. And now I know precisely why I couldn't find it. this line here, line 5, you can see it's really rough through here. It's dark actually, and the fabric has folded, the skin has folded here, so that all we have here is the this part here, and you can see it's pretty rough right there, but this is Melchizedek here, this is Melchizedek's name here, this is the mem, the lamed is kind of hard to see, it's way up here, Melchizedek, and then there's the D and the Q, so this is the, this is about, and from the inheritance of Melchizedek. The from the sons of heaven is right through here. And so we've got this part that we can see pretty clear. And then from the inheritance, this is from over here on line 6, and he's quoting Leviticus 20 again in Isaiah 61:1. From the inheritance of Melchizedek, he says these will be restored. This is the, let me see if I can find this. See, I told you, this is tough to do, isn't it? Okay, I'm honestly not trying to confuse you here. This is on Kobelski's page 13 and 14. I've got the text right here that I'm reading from. But this line right here that my finger's on is the one that I'm reading. And you can see right here, let me focus in on this part here, because this is, you know, quite frankly, that's a little bit tough to read, isn't it? Yishbehama. Yishbema. There's the Yod right there, and there's the Shin, and the B, the M, and the H, and then the Y, and the Yod, and the Beit, and the Mem, the So it's hard to see, isn't it? And then when we move over to this part of the word here, boy, you can see there's all kinds of folds and gaps and all that. And this is the Alechema. What this phrase says is, who will restore them? These are those who are going to be restored. And now let me zoom out here so that you can see the rest of this. Line. This part of the line is a little tough to read here, isn't it? But this part of the line, the second part of the line here, let me try to keep my Kobelski in order. So this part of the line here reads, Ukra lehem doror, lehema doror, and this is a quote from, I believe, Isaiah 61:1. Yeah, and I've got this. Let me see if I can find. Got this in my Hebrew interlinear. Isaiah 61:1. Let me show this to you. Let me see if I can get this close enough to show you. I don't know if I can or not. I don't know if this will focus well enough or not. But with quoting Isaiah 61:1, he talks about the year of the favor of Yahweh here, and then he talks about the he will proclaim. Here it is right here. I don't know if I can get that zoomed in enough to. Gosh, my camera's in my way. Let me see if I can get that. No, I can't. Yes, I can. Get a little ingenious here. Here we go. Well, you can barely see it. It's really goofy as far as an angle goes. Oh, and then it's not going to focus. Oh well, forget it. Yeah, now my camera's off. Anyway, holy cow, I didn't want to mess it up this bad. That kind of ticks me off. I'm so hot in my trailer I can't hardly see straight. Let me just read this to you, shall I? This one right here. Likra, this is to proclaim. Likra shinot ritzon. No, that's not it. This one is. Likra leshkvim duror. This is to proclaim the ones being held captive. It is to proclaim their freedom to them. Proclaim the freedom to the captive. And that's how he translates this particular line here in this Melchizedek fragment. If I can get it here, you can see it here. Right there. There's